Back in 2008, I went to the dentist to get an amalgam filling removed. I didn't know that when you get one of those removed that you need to go to a dentist who's biologically trained and knows how to take the proper precautions. And unfortunately, this dentist didn't take the proper precautions. And as soon as I sat up and got out of the chair, I was very, very weak and felt very sick. I started having a lot of problems with my skin. I was getting rashes and it was breaking out and it was itchy. And then that turned into 24/7 hives. I had hives from here up, and it covered every part of my face, my eyes, my ears. It was absolutely horrible. And the worst part of this was that I went from doctor to doctor and no one had any answers and no one would help me. No one would listen. We finally, after 9 months, found a doctor who would listen and ran tests. After a lot of testing, we discovered that I had Hashimoto's disease. Hashimoto's is a thyroid autoimmune disease. And the doctor said, your body is attacking your thyroid's gonna stop working eventually, and you're gonna be on meds the rest of your life. I asked him if there was any medication. He said, yeah, there's one medication, but it just helps with the symptoms. It's not really gonna help fix your problem. And so I said, well then, why take it? And he said, well, you're right. He said, but that's all the medical community has to offer you. I don't know what came over me, but I actually looked him in the eye and said, I'm gonna reverse this disease. And he said, okay. And I walked out and I remember thinking, okay, I've overcome chronic migraines with food. I overcame eczema and IBS. Like, surely I can reverse Hashimoto's. So I started working with a nutritionist, and she told me I needed to go on a grain-free, nutrient-dense diet. Fortunately though, I had a really supportive family, and my husband Pete said, look, if you have to do this, we're all gonna do it together. So we all pretty much got in the kitchen together and started learning how to eat a grain-free diet. And I started working with almond flours and coconut flours. But then there are those times when, like, there's life, right? So there's birthdays and there's special occasions, and you want to have cake sometimes, or you want to make biscuits every once in a while on a Saturday morning. And so I started learning how to mix these flours and these different ingredients to make them taste just like the food I grew up on. So after a few years, I'm happy to say I was able to reverse the disease, and I feel great. I have my health back and my energy back, and my skin, I haven't had hives in years. I wanted to write a cookbook, and I wanted to write this book to be an encouragement, because I know that there are so many of you who are struggling with autoimmune disease and different forms of inflammation, and you're not finding the answers that you need. The goal of the cookbook is to bring you hope and to give you those recipes for every day, but also for those special occasions, as far as what I ate and how you can reduce inflammation in your body and hopefully find hope and answers through this book. I hope that it can help point you in the right direction, as all of this information did for me.